Good morning and welcome to the craft room. I'm Ellie Barnes and I'm glad you can join me this morning. I'm coming to you today to show you another Christmas card, and I'm just going to get into check that we are going live in the right spot so that we're getting there. But I'm hoping to show you how to make a fun Christmas card today. Well, that's what I'm planning to do. Hopefully you'll find it fun. So we will make sure that I am coming up in the right spot. So many bits to get through. Yes, we're there, I think. Yes, it looks like we're going live. That's great. I'm glad you're here. I want to show you this. We're going to do this card. It's using one of the new stamp sets in the new catalogue called Festive and Fun. So what I'm going to do is pop you straight down to the table and we'll have a look at this, and I'll tell you a little bit about it and we'll see what card we're going to come up with today. So just hopefully won't make you too dizzy as we do this. And I'm going to flip you around. And there you go. So what we've got here is the Festive and Fun stamp set, and it is gorgeous. There's a moose and a squirrel, no, a beaver, moose and a beaver and a rhino. But my favourite is the giraffe. I've always loved giraffes and I think this one's rather cute. So we're going to use him today to make this card. And I'm going to use this sentiment, may your Christmas be one that's festive and fun. So what I'm going to do, first of all, is I'm going to do the cutting for the base of the card. So we'll bring in our cutting machine. This is our trimmer. And I'm going to use a bright green for Christmas this time. And this is called Granny Apple Green. Now this card is not going to be your normal sized card. So I'm going to do a cut at, now what was it? It was 26. 26. I made up this size yesterday, so I'm trying to make sure I remember so we get it right together. So the card is 26 by 14.8, so it's a bit longer than what we normally do. Normally we would do a card that's 21, but you'll see why shortly. Now we need to do some scoring, and I'm going to do it this way first. So my first one is 5.5 and 2.5, which it takes it up to 8. And instead of having to work it out for the other side, because it's the same, I'm going to just turn the card or stock around. So 5.5, and then we need a 2.5, so we go up to 8. Who'd have thought that basic maths from school is still hanging around? Now we don't need that bit. I do need to cut some extra pieces. So first of all, I'm going to cut a piece of this beautiful shiny green. This is a Granny Apple Green also, but this is the foil sheet, and it comes in melon mambo and Granny Apple Green, as you can see here. So I'm going to cut this down, and it's going to be my card front, so I want to cut it 0.5 centimetre off my normal card front size. So that's 14.3, and this one should already be at 10 because I used the other half of this yesterday. I'll put that aside to put away. It's such lovely paper, I'm not going to waste any of that. I also need to cut out another piece of cardstock that is going to go on my card front, and it needs to be 14.2 and 10 centimetres. So it's the same size as this one. And then I'm going to cut out some decorative pieces, and I'm going to use this lovely bright paper, and over the back it tells us this is the Merry, Bold and Bright Designer Series paper. Again, it's out of the new catalogue, the Christmas catalogue, and the two pieces I'm going to use are these two. So I'm going to cut at 5 centimetres, and then I'm going to cut at 14.2. I need 2 of those. If you heard the doorbell, that was just my daughter playing with it. And then I'm going to cut some of this lovely paper. I'm going to, I need it to go this way. So I'll cut it off this size, and I need it at 2 centimetres wide. And I need to cut it at 14.2. And this one at 14.2. And it already is. And that's all the cutting we need to do. So we'll put that aside. Then I'm going to take some white cardstock. Oh, there is one more piece we need. 2 more pieces I need for the back of the card. So I've got this, I might use this one. It might be the right size. What size is this? That's at 14.2, so that's the right size. And I'll cut that down to 10. So again, that's just a standard card size, just like these two. And this will go at the back. But to decorate the back, I'm going to use some of this. And I'm going to cut 2 centimetres. And we're going to turn it around, and we're going to get round to this side, and we'll cut it at 14.2. So again, standard card length for the insert. And then we'll start doing some stamping and then putting the card together. We need to stamp our friend the giraffe, and we need to stamp the greeting. So we'll start with the giraffe. I'm going to stamp him in Memento black ink. There he is. And we're going to colour him in. And I'm going to use, that's my door squeaking as they're shutting the door. We're going to use the blends. Now I've got all these blends here. So I'll let you know what the colours are as we go. This is Granny Apple Green, and we'll colour in the tree. And I know colouring in is really boring to watch, isn't it? But it has to be done sometimes, and this is too good not to show you. Now, if you've been out and voted today, we've already voted beforehand so that I could be here with you and not be interrupted. But don't forget to vote. You don't want that fine. It's not a very nice day to be going out at all. I hope it's nicer where you are than where we are. It's a bit cold. We've had a bit of rain. Hopefully the weather picks up again soon. And I'm also going to colour in the leaves down here again, Granny Apple Green. And that gets rid of that one. And then I'm going to do some red, real red. This is actually Poppy Parade, if you're following along at home. Now these balls haven't come out too well, so I'm just going to do stripes on them. I obviously didn't stamp it the best, but we'll just make it up. We'll just put a few stripes down, a bit of colour down here, a bit of colour in the beads. We won't see that ball. I'll leave that one. Oh, we've got one in here too. And I'll colour his hat in red. Then we're going to colour in yellow the star. This is, and that end's not very good, we use this end. This is Daffodil Delight. So we'll colour in the star and we'll colour in the remaining of the balls. There we go. Oh, this ball too, he's hiding up here. Now I'm going to use now to colour in the giraffe. I'm using pecan pie for his spots, and I'm using the light pecan pie. So we'll just quickly go and get all these spots. And then we'll have a spotty giraffe. Some of you may have got my social media post this week, my first one I've done with the new system, so hopefully it's worked. Those that people, oh, I've missed a spot. Those people will have been the people that are on my list for classes, but stay tuned if you're on my email list. I've got a new system and I should have that email out to you with the newsletter early this week, or probably late this week actually. Look, I'm trying to do it for a Wednesday, so we'll see what happens. Hopefully I can get myself organised. Now this is, I'm just colouring, and you will have noticed I'm colouring straight over his spots because it really doesn't matter, because it doesn't change their colour. And this is the light coloured pumpkin pie. And then with the dark pecan pie, I'm just going to colour in his foot and his hand. Actually, I'll do the light pecan pie for the basket, but just in case some of the trunk shows, I'll give that a bit of colour. And I'll use the light pecan pie for the basket, the other end. And then that's our giraffe all coloured in. This bit, as I said, is going to get covered up, so no use wasting time there. There we go. And I also should have put the lid on that soon. I also need to stamp the greeting. And I'm going to use Poppy Parade ink. Just stuck my finger in it. Do you do that? See, we all do silly things when we're stamping. And that's not bright enough. I might have to re-ink. We'll try and do it down the bottom corner, maybe the top corner. See if we can get it. Oh, it'll have to do. It's not very bright, is it? But we'll do it. And I might have to re-ink that stamp pad. Now we're going to do the die cutting. So we've done our stamping. I'm really not happy with that. I'm going to try it again. Let's try it again. Let's try over here. Well, that's a bit better. It's got a few little marks from the side because I pressed it very hard. But at least we can read it, and they might get cut off, hopefully, when we do the cutting. Now I'm using 3 different sets of dies today. there's the Country Inn, that's what, tailor-made tags, countryside corners, and the tiny Christmas trees. So we'll get each one out. I'm going to use that one for the tag. For Mr. Giraffe, we're going to use this one. Oh, I might have stuck him too much. We'll manage, he'll fit. And with the Christmas trees, I'm going to cut them out of this one. So I'll bring the Big Shot in and I'll cut those three things out. The Big Shot, the cut and emboss machine. Now, if I get it on the right angle, you should be able to see it a bit better. At least see some of it. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut out my trees. Actually, I'll do that last, because you'll see why. We have pieces everywhere. I'll do this piece first, and I'll see if I can get them both out at one time. A little bit on the edge there. That's just a cut, so that's all right. We'll get that hat in. And this one will go here. And this one's moved, I find, before you've got the plate down. Let's give this a go. Now, I will bring it back here. Now, so I don't lose my dies when I'm with you and I don't waste time trying to put them away, I've got a little box that I put everything in now, so we'll be right. I won't lose anything. So I throw them in there with all my bits, and then at the end of the day I can clean up and I haven't lost any of the important things I need. So we get rid of that. Now we're going to put this one through. And you'll see I'm going to cut out a heap of little Christmas trees. I'm going to move the cut and emboss machine because I can move all this. One's already jumped out. And we're left with, we get this out of the road, we're left with all these little trees. Now I'm not going to shake them off here because these trees are going to be fantastic to use in shaker cards, and they're a bit far away, so I'll hold them up so you can see, hopefully. So lots of little trees, and I'm going to pop them into a shaker card. So I'm just going to leave them on there and pop them into a container. And what I've been left with is a piece of paper where you can see through, and that is going to enable us to have some shiny Christmas trees coming through. So we're going to start with some tear and tape, because the glue, the multi-purpose glue, the Tombow glue or the yucky glue, which is this glue, whatever you prefer to call it, it will take so long to dry and this will slide around. So got another Christmas tree there. I'm just going to put a few little patches on. That one came onto my finger. Must have warm fingers today. I've got the heater on in here. I didn't think I'd be having the heater on in spring, but I have. I'll put one in the middle there. And one there. And I just want to put right down into these corners so that they stick there as well. I'll do the same at the top. There we go. That'll hold that all together. So we'll just pull these off. Come on. When you try to hurry, it doesn't cooperate. We've got a bit of a big day on today. Bella's going off to a local place here for activities while my husband and I go to one of the better restaurants in Ballarat, and we're going to be doing a cooking class and then having lunch with what we've cooked. So now, just showing you how to do this, I want to line this up straight and get it right. So I've put the two bases together. That's the back, that's the front. And once they're together, I'm leaving them flat on the table and bringing them up so that it reaches the front, the top, and it's exactly where you want it. So you don't have to fiddle of guessing, am I getting it right by putting it down. Now while that's there, we'll do some gluing and folding. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to score. We've scored, we're going to fold our score lines. So this middle score line on the end gets folded that way, and the second one gets folded that way. So again on this end, we fold the middle one in and the outer one back down. So our card is this shape. And then we're going to start gluing all these extra pieces on. With our yucky multi-purpose Tombow glue. So many people have a different name for it. So the two big sets of lights go on the outside. And then on the inside, we're taking la la la, I think it's fa la la, yes, fa la la, and putting it there. So yes, I'm all excited to get to go out to this restaurant. We've been there once or twice. It's really, really beautiful food. It's an Italian restaurant. And it's going to be fun to get to cook our own meal under the support, the help, the encouragement of the shop chefs that are there. And then this one fits in the middle here. While all this is just drying for a minute, I got that in off the folds. While that's drying for a minute, I'm going to pop this piece of cardstock in here. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to glue the edges on. I think it goes that way. This paper's a bit hard to tell which way it goes because of all the lights on it. And they go up and down, but I'm trying to, this looks like, now I look at it, I think maybe it is the wrong way. But it doesn't really matter because the lights are just higgledy-piggledy upwards and downwards, so I don't think it matters too much which way you put it. And now I'm just going to glue this into the back here, and it just fits in there. So, we might get it up a bit so that it is even. So that's the back of the card done. Oh, I've just got it a bit tad tight, haven't I? Hang on. I'm going to have to do a trim. It's just a tad tight, so I'm going to trim just a fraction off each side so it stays balanced. Now, if you do this with the gluey side up, don't forget to clean your trimmer, because otherwise the next thing you put in there will get glued to it. I've done that before. Now we'll see if we can get this on and fold it better. That'll do. It's the back of the card and I'm not going to fuss too much. And then for our front of our card, we need to then get our giraffe on. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this. This is the metal woven ribbon, and this is actually parakeet party, but it matches lovely with the granny apple green. So I'm just going to fold it. Easiest way to make it, put your ribbon in your tag, is fold it in half, pull it through the hole, open up that loop with your finger and push these two, which I've let go of, through there and pull. And then you just trim the excess off. Now, I'm going to glue this roughly to there. So I'm just going to put some glue on this corner. I'm wanting to show his little foot, but not everything, so that it's just like so. I'll pop that aside, and then I'll grab some dimensionals. Well, this is a nice new one. And I'm going to put dimensionals on the back of this. Put one in the middle here. Help hold it in place. Now, I tend to use a lot of dimensionals because I don't like things to sag in the middle when you're sending them. So I'll put one here and one here. Some people say that's way too many, but that's just me. Especially if you're giving things to kids or whatever, they tend to push on the middle of the card or push on your giraffe and suddenly he's sagged in the middle. And I don't want that. I want my card to stand up. So we'll bring our card back in, and I'm just not quite making our giraffe straight. He's a little bit on the side. And then, being one of my cards, we have to add the bling to it. This bling is called the Iridescent Adhesive Back Discs. They actually are in the same suite as this paper, which is, I think it's called the Merry and Bright suite. And I'm going to use, get my pick. I like to use the point of the pick, but sometimes it doesn't cooperate. I'm going to put one here, or should I put it here over that mess? No, I'm going to put it here. And I'll pop one down here by his elbow. And I'll put one up here by his ear. And that's my card, all done. Now, how does it work? How does it sit? Well, it sits like so. Now, without me changing the camera, that's how you'd see it sitting. Flat, it's out like that. You sit it like that, so it's like that. And at the back, you've got this space to write. That folds in. How do you post it? Doesn't fit in an envelope? Yes, it does. Fold it back. Fold them like that and then fold them back. And then when they get it, they'll open it up and it'll sit so. So that's my fun card for today, my fun bright Christmas card. Hopefully you've liked that. I'm going to pop you back to me for a minute and let you know what we're planning for next week. And that way, if you're interested, you too can join in crafting with me. So just 1 minute, I'll turn you back to me. I will try not to make you dizzy. Oh, bit of a mess there. Oh, we're crooked. I have to sit sideways. I can't get to it. Oh, how's that? We'll leave it at that. You've got part of my head in. I wanted to show you what I'm going to craft with next week, because we're going to deviate a little bit away from Christmas. We're going to do the Halloween theme so that you can get things ready. I know we don't have big Halloween here in Australia, but I have a daughter who very much loves going trick-or-treating, and I try to have some trick-or-treats at the front door. So I'm going to use this stamp set, which is the Trick and Treats, and we've come up with a couple of ideas. I'm going to use the dies that go with it, which is the Trick and Treats dies. Now those dies have a bag, so we will be making the bag, and we will be using them. But to decorate it with, I'm also going to use the glow-in-the-dark paper and the glow-in-the-dark gems, but they're ghosts and bats. I don't know, do they call them gems or trinkets? They just call them glow-in-the-dark bats and ghosts. So if you're wanting to craft along with me, these are the ones you need to grab and place an order it for. But otherwise, you're just welcome to craft along. I'm going to say goodbye. I'm off to do some cooking, and I hope to see you all next week. And have a good one. Take care. Bye-bye.